It is time again for another episode of the Home Brew. I am co-host Steve with my lovely co-host Nick.
And I am Nick. I am the lovely co-host. Welcome back to the Home Brew.
Nick, the young man Nick.
I'm also single with a six-pack. So, ladies,
looking for a girlfriend.
Looking for a girlfriend. You know, any girlfriends?
No chest, no sex.
Video.
I have a chest and a six-pack, and I'm looking for a girlfriend.
Episode of the Home Brew brought by Australian Asian man.
Episode 4. Episode 4. We've made it.
We have made it.
We've made it. We're recording this one a little bit late. Not that any of you have noticed, but
I noticed.
Well, yeah, we both noticed. It left a big rift in my heart for the weekend. Plenty of things happened over that. Many beers were consumed, but now it's time to consume some more.
That's so many energy drinks.
Let's make Monday worth it.
Monday worth it. Manic Monday.
Just another Manic Monday.
That was
I
beautiful.
kind of picture like the final countdown in the background of that.
Oh my goodness.
Can you mash that up? Like
I can. Yeah, I'll figure that out.
Just another Manic Monday. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do.
Wish it were Sunday.
Oh, that's retarded.
That's my fun.
That's so great, though. I could imagine that. If you can't imagine that, then
Get off our show.
Yeah, all 10 of you.
11. We have 11.
11 listens, but I guarantee 2 of those were mine. Sorry, guys.
3 of those were mine.
So, what's that? All 6.
Ooh,
all 6 different people.
We're slowly making our way up in the world.
Yeah, I guess that's true. How has your week been? It's been a while since we recorded.
Well, it was all right. Yeah, about a week ago, I was stood up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember telling you about that. I got stood up.
That was not so much entertaining to hear about, but I
We're
imagine
we're gonna make it entertaining to hear about.
Well, I mean, it wasn't. I think. What was the thing I sent you? Was God damn it?
That or Jesus, one of the two. It was in that realm.
I just don't know anybody who has quite that terrible of luck. It's nothing to your discredit or anything like that, but for some reason, dude, you just have the
online.
worst fucking luck.
Yeah, it's because of the online thing. I guess my personality just doesn't shine on paper. It has to be seen, I guess. Seen or heard.
Or your pecs. Or
my
6-pack.
pecs. Oh, maybe that's what it was. I didn't advertise my pecs and my six-pack.
That's not how you get girls at the beach. It's not how you go to the beach and get some girls.
Girls?
100 girls
on the
at
beach?
the beach.
On the beach, you get 100 girls. On the beach.
Oh,
God, that's
so
obnoxious.
funny to me. I don't understand what it is about some of these videos that just make me laugh my balls off.
But yeah, I got stood up on Monday.
Yeah, that's terrible.
And it was, I went to the date. Yeah, I went to my bar and was there. I got a free soda out of it because I got stood up. So I'm like, that's cool. At least they gave me a free soda.
You gotta pull the empathy card once in a while.
Yeah, well, I didn't actually tell them.
I think you've got about 18,000 by now.
Yeah, I didn't tell them because it wasn't our normal bartender. It wasn't Steph. It was someone else. And so I think she knew what was going on because she's like, "Is your friend gonna be showing up?" I'm like, "No, she's not." And she's like, "Oh, well, honey, your drink's on me today."
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what happened.
When you dropped that it was a she, all of a sudden,
Yeah, she picked up on that.
Oh, fuck.
And it was weird because I remember I ran this scenario like what happened to my dad and sister, and they kind of tried to put the blame on me. Like it wasn't really a stood up. And I was like, well, yeah. See, when we scheduled the date, we had a date, a time, and a place.
Yeah.
All mutually agreed that we were going to meet at this bar at this time, this day. And I had texted her the night before. She didn't respond until about 6:30 the following morning.
Yeah,
well,
which you didn't see by that point.
right. Well, because I had
well.
stayed up till about 5 in the morning waiting for a response / playing video games.
Just waiting.
Just waiting.
Like
just
puppy waiting for you to come home.
Puppy waiting, because I wanted to
miss you, Daddy.
I mean, I wanted clarification that we were still on, but I thought, oh, you know what? We agreed on it, and she's, I have no reason not to trust her.
So basically, you stayed up all night, like, kind of stressing yourself out over this.
Well,
date.
no, I mean, I mostly stayed up to play video games. I just was also, it was
waiting for the text was the byproduct of staying up and playing video games.
I was playing, I can't remember, I think it was Doom or like the original Doom. I was playing that, and
OG Doom.
I thought, I'm going to play these games, I'm going to beat Doom, and maybe she'll text me in that time, because I thought she would have responded by like 10 or 11, and she didn't. And next thing I knew, it was like 4, and I thought, well, I'm almost done with the game, might as well finish it. So it was more like playing the game with a side quest of waiting for the text message. And she didn't respond until like after I went to sleep. So I woke up, saw that she had responded to my message. I asked how her day was, and she said, good, yours, at 6:30 in the morning. And I woke up.
I had a pretty good night too, but you didn't ask me about
didn't
that.
Ask about my night. So I woke up and I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to see her in an hour. I'll tell her how my day was then. So I didn't respond to her message. I got ready for the date and went to the bar. Mm-hmm. And now my dad was like, well, you didn't respond to her message, so she probably thought you weren't interested. I'm like, no, that's a load of malarkey. But I also know he was playing devil's advocate too.
Yeah,
like, I really don't know how he really felt.
There's a pretty wide gap in the timeline. I just don't know why what you're going to say next just happened without any kind of heads up.
Yeah, because she had gotten called into work.
Knee for some
no,
reason.
I wouldn't have stopped you. But no, she didn't. I guess she went into work because I went to the date. We were supposed to meet at 2, and I stayed till about 2:30, and then I left. And I sent her a message saying, "So I'm guessing you're just not interested." That's one way to let me know. And she messaged me back a couple hours later saying she hadn't heard from me, and work called her. And that's when I thought...
Yeah, but at the same time, that's like... I mean, if you already have something that you're kind of like, I might owe an explanation to somebody, that's just something you give somebody a heads up on.
Yeah.
Like, it takes 5 seconds to be like, hey, something came up, I don't think, like, the excuse would have driven you to go out on a future... adventure with the person, but I
would have still talked to her.
Yeah, you might have still talked to her, but it's like
the way
first date bailing is never a good sign
and then
for anybody.
Her reasoning, it felt like a cop out, because if she was really interested, she would have texted me saying, "Hey, are we still on?" If she needed to hear from me.
Yeah, well, that's the downfall of like internet dating as well, because it's like. There's no real commitment to it. You haven't made any arrangements face to face, so it's less. I feel like there's like less guilt involved if you have to like pony your way out of something.
Yeah. So because in my mindset, because my dad was also mentioning, she probably thought you weren't interested. I'm like, well, she had no reason to not think I was, because we had a date planned. Yeah. So I didn't respond to her because I thought we had already made plans. So in my mind, I didn't feel like it needed a response, because one, she was texting me back like over 8 hours later in the middle of the morning, and she expected a response when most people are asleep. Yeah. I was like, that was kind of a red flag right there.
I kind of just wonder why 6:30, and then like it's kind of weird. 6:30 is like a common wake up time for people. Yeah. Like 6:30 as far as going to work, but like if she was going to work at that time, why didn't she tell you that she was going to work?
Yeah, then she would have been off. Well, I guess she would have still been off after the date. But yeah, she should have said something like, hey, I have to work. Because she told me initially that Mondays were her days off, like Mondays and Wednesdays. And I said, well, cool, let's do Monday, because I'm off Monday. Let's do that. So that's why I stayed up late, and I woke up super like in the afternoon because I got my 8 hours of sleep and then went for the date.
Yeah, well, it's just a...
It was just
I don't know.
Weird.
It seems like a weird deal.
Yeah, I mean, I unmatched her. Like, she sent me that response, and I was about to rip her a new one, and I thought, you know what?
It's better not to.
It's not worth it. I mean, I'll just take it out on a video game.
She's just gonna screen cap your like message and send it to some feminist blog to be like, see, this is misogyny in action, and there's no like context for what happened beforehand, but she'll still have an army of fuck faces
I'm still tempted to see if like I go on Dating Fail every now and then to see if I'll see anything like that I posted, because I usually keep my stuff pretty nice, and I'm like waiting for her to be like post something on there, and I have some comebacks for that one, but
Yeah.
I don't think it'll come to that. It was really mild. It wasn't anything juicy. Even if she did post it, it'd be like, so who cares?
Yeah. Well,
Like you texted him back like 10 hours later and expected him to respond.
yeah, I would just leave that up to
Let the internet figure it out.
date in person, because I feel like internet dating is just turning potential matches into complete fucking sociopaths.
It's just,
Either that or
crazy.
it's like, oh god, it's creating this false narrative that you can find like the absolute perfect soulmate,
Oh my
and
God.
anything that is anything but is just imperfect, and you deserve better. And nobody's perfect, so it's just
Right, and
like,
nobody
how
wants to
many
give him
times
a
have you
chance.
seen this meme posted where it's like, if you can't handle me at my worst, then you don't deserve me at my best,
A lot.
and all the jokes that follow. If you can't handle me at my pizza-ist, then you don't deserve me at my Little Caesars 5,000 fucking jalapeno cheese breads, because that shit should be illegal.
God, literal shit.
Oh, just it just falls right out of you. Like, if you ever imagined like what a snake feels when it's slithering through wet grass, that's
Oh
what
my God.
that's what those poops turn into.
It's fucking gross.
Just it's just, or I don't know if anybody else gets this, but energy drink poops.
I mean,
Like if you have more energy drink, I think it happens with Full Throttle a lot, because it actually has like B vitamins for
That
some
and
and
NOS.
thousands and thousands of spoonsful of sugar. Don't fucking judge me.
Hey, I found it full
I'm
throttle
n-
before I got here.
I'm not talking to you, but those, for some reason, like if I don't watch my shit, dude, like it'll just like make me lose weight in a week. Like if I just have 2 of those a day, there gets a point where it's 1 o'clock and it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, gotta find a toilet.
I think we've all been there after those who are super energy drink consumers, where you end up farting and it's a little bit more.
It's how we maintain our girlish figures.
Well, that and my good genetics.
You're good genetics, but my fat fucking stomach. That's how I look like a woman. I got tits to prove it. By the
Yeah.
way, my tits hurt.
You're
Do you want to know why?
I-
I threw a baseball for the first time in, like, I want to say 10 years yesterday.
wow.
Threw a baseball around, and it was the best feeling in the world.
During.
Yeah. You throw a ball around, smack a ball around, trade leather with another dude. You ever gotten a ball to curve
Yes, I
from
have.
midnight to 6?
Yeah, I have.
I bet you have.
Yeah, I have.
You sick son of a bitch.
I'm doing it right now. Under your table.
What the fuck were we talking about? We went off on a weird tangent.
That was a weird.
But
tangent.
anyway, you shouldn't have gotten stood up, and that's bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, end result is obviously I know she's not for me, so I don't have to waste my time with her anymore.
Exactly. Oh, I was talking about sociopaths on the internet.
Oh yeah.
Because everybody thinks like they're just so deserving of somebody who accepts them with no expectations, and like really, if you're kind of in it for the long haul. But here's the thing: you have to earn that with the person that you like.
Yeah, it's
You usually like each other for a while before you get into the situation where it's like, okay, this is where my weird stuff comes out. These are my problems, and you can either take it or leave it. And if they take it, then that's your deal. You guys work together on those differences to kind of make a successful relationship. But for some reason, just in correlation with some of the stories you've told me and some of the profiles you showed me, it's like this absolute shit show of people who only want the highest caliber of person who basically has zero expectations for anybody else.
I'm like, I feel like I'm when it's on the online dating world, I feel like a mutt at a dog show.
Yeah, I can imagine that. That's a pretty good analogy.
Yeah, and it's like, you.
But people just do themselves up. They make the best case for themselves on those sites, because that is an exaggerated version of everything that they are.
And half of it's not even true. Like, they'll fabricate stuff to make them sound, or they'll twist words in a way to make it seem like it's something they're not. All my ex-girlfriends that I've met online, they were nothing like what I thought they were.
Yeah, because obviously you got to sell it's basically you're selling yourself to another person in exchange for like a relationship. But if there are things that you're insecure about, or maybe there's a certain type of person that you want to attract, you're going to like exaggerate a few details about yourself to suit exactly what you think you're going to attract.
True.
So that to me is like, that's the hard part. That's got to be one of the harder parts of internet dating, because you don't get to, well, I guess, figure these things out beforehand. Like you would eventually figure these things out in real time.
But that's, you have to get to that point.
Yeah.
And that's one of the struggles I've had, because I'm very animated. Like, that, like, obviously you guys can't see me, but I'm very animated. And I rely on body language when I'm talking most of the time. So when I'm online, no one can tell if I'm cracking a joke or if I'm trying to be funny.
It doesn't translate very well over text.
No, and no one likes the "Hey, how's it going?" messages, but that's really the best icebreaker is, "Hey, how's your day going?" But now there's this stigma where, oh, you're a bot, or you just didn't read my profile, or you have nothing better to say. So then you take this time to like really think of these witty icebreakers and reading their profile and including.
It's like writing a cover letter for every place you send out a resume to.
It's so draining when they don't even read your message, look at your profile, or if they don't even respond at all. Because I know that they'll usually read my message and then not respond, like not even give me a time of the day. Where if I'm in person and I said, "Hey, how you doing?" at the bar, they'll at least say something back.
Yeah.
And I can usually go off of their reaction, whether I can keep talking or walk away.
Right. That is a pretty good allegory, by the way. It's like writing a cover letter.
Oh, it is.
For every resume that you send out. Like, I don't know. I don't even know why they made that important of a part of like those monthly meetings where they're like, here's your career path that you're not going to follow because we're going to make it impossible for you to do so.
Yeah.
But
unless you want to go into debt.
Why would I send a cover letter and a resume? Like, for an example, my mom is a human resources manager for a long time, and she hated getting cover letters and resumes. It's like, it doesn't tell me anything about their work history. Like, I need to see references in an application format. It doesn't do anything to just like see all the best stuff that like it helps better for some reason. It's more organized. And I don't know. It just seems like if you write a cover letter like, yeah, I'm going to work here for the rest of my life. No, you're not.
No. Like everyone I've talked to about cover letters, like in a management position, he absolutely hates cover letters.
Yeah.
They're a waste of time. Everything that's on a cover letter, you can find in the resume.
Exactly.
It's like, why?
And when it comes to that allegory being for dating, it's like you're just putting your application in because you don't know if it's going to be the job that you want for the rest of your life.
Right.
You don't know if that's going to be the person, but why the fuck not, And, you might work at Subway for a little while, but, hey, you might become manager of Subway and then fucking move on to the corporate side of things. It's the same deal with relationships. Like, you might, not have the best impression of somebody at first, but if you see beyond that and actually are capable of defining their finer characteristics as opposed to what they exaggerate online, you could find a very fulfilling relationship that lasts you a long time, if not forever.
Yeah.
But
then when they don't even respond or give you the time of day, it's like, all right. And it's a lot of them, and the only common denominator is me. So there's something I'm doing, obviously.
Well,
to get 0 responses.
I don't know. I wouldn't think too hard about it. I think you're kind of a victim of the generation as far as maybe being having known certain things socially that work for you in person, and you're not really capable of translating those things effectively into an online
it's hard
persona.
Yeah, it's hard to put it in written form.
Well, and maybe the way that you could put it in written form seems dumb to you.
Yeah, it does. Really. It does. Or it's really hard to put into words what's going on.
Yeah, but I mean, even still, it's like, I don't know. I hated that Beyonce song, but for a lot of people, that's what they're looking to relate to.
Yeah.
It's a more effective way of conveying a message. And I don't agree with it in any way.
Maybe I should just
like
make a song.
I've never used an emoji. But hey, maybe sending a few of those will just make you seem more welcoming. I don't know. I don't really give a shit.
I'm gonna send an emoji.
But I'm just making an example here. Yeah. Maybe the way that you communicate socially doesn't translate well into text.
True. I have been told, like, before people know me, like the girls I have met on dates, they said I was much more funnier and lighthearted and like carefree than they thought I was. A couple of them thought I was gonna be like a stick in the mud.
Yeah, super serious.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? And
I can see how that would kind of translate over because you do know a lot of the shit like that you care about a lot. Like I care about music in a way where there's certain things like it sounds like I'm being really serious, but I can joke about it just the same.
Right.
But like if people see you as for some reason I think people see knowledge and intelligence as in something that to be intimidated by as opposed to like asking questions and being involved with it.
Yeah, they like view arguing as something that's always bad. It's never like not like debating.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like oh fuck. I don't know. It's like this preconceived notion that somebody's immediately going to put you down, even if you're asking questions about, like, let's say you meet a girl and she's not really into football, but you're like insanely into football. God, I gotta stop ruining it. You're insanely into football, and she doesn't really know a whole lot about it, but she likes you a lot, so she wants to put forth the effort to at least learn some of the rules. But chances are, if she doesn't know where to start, and she has this complex that I think a lot of people have, that you're going to be condescending about it just because you know a lot about it,
right?
She will put on the brakes defensively and just never even approach that issue because she feels like you're going to make her feel stupid.
I've seen that before. I've been accused of doing that before when I've tried explaining stuff, and it's like, no, you're not dumb. You asked a question, and I'm answering it.
Yeah, and all of that can, as far as how it's conveyed to a person, can change by the effect of your tonality or
just even how they
the inflection
feel.
of your voice.
Because I remember what set off my ex. We were talking about something, and I asked a clarifying question. Like she was wanting to know thing A, and I asked if she knew anything about thing B, which related to thing A. Like you needed to know thing B.
It was an offshoot of thing A.
Yeah, and she got mad because she thought I was condescending, and she accused me of that, and I had to, back her up. And then I was like, really broke it down and was like, no, here's what's going on. And then she's like, oh.
Yeah, you're being insecure.
Yeah, but no, that was never the problem. Never.
And I can relate to that too because I in turn have that same insecurity. It tends to make me look up a lot of information on my own because I don't want somebody else to tell me. And because information is free, use fucking Google, you dickheads.
I love Google.
Quit posting fucking fake articles onto my Facebook, you fucks. Anyway, but I mean, I went through that same thing with like learning how to skate and play hockey. It was a huge deal for me to like go up to somebody and be like, so what do you guy who's been playing his whole life, like, what do you think I could do to be better? Because, I'm interested in playing this sport for a while. And it really put me on my heels because most people are probably more willing to let you in on the secret than to keep you out of it. So it's a huge defense mechanism that I think we all kind of share as being the guinea pigs of technology, growing up with like this idea of how the world was going to be and how you were supposed to be with people, and then existing with like even just 5 years younger of a generation having that same access to that technology and more, and seeing like how kind of passive and sensitive people tend to be over certain issues. And I'm not talking about being offended. Like, there's things worth being offended by.
Right.
There are things worth being offended by, but not fucking everything.
Yes.
And I think that has turned people into like these just ultimately passive types of people that don't ever want to challenge themselves because like they just
everyone's a winner now.
Yeah.
Like everyone is
so
a
they
winner.
don't have to. They don't have to challenge themselves because they already know everything. Even though knowing everything can just literally be parroting all the wrong shit that you just see on Facebook or through MSNBC or any kind of media news outlet. I would argue that BuzzFeed is the sole perpetrator in just dropping all this fucking false information about like progressive type of stuff and women's rights, and like they just blast the wrong viewpoint on everything. Like they still boast that like 77 cents on the dollar thing, which has been widely debunked. We all know that it's actually closer to 5 or 6 cents, that there's a pay gap, and those things need to be fixed. Not really a good reason to go around still telling everybody that women are making a quarter on the dollar for every hour that they work. Like,
no.
It's fucking bullshit. You guys need to do some fact checking and not go for confirmation bias, because doing that, you're just trying to prove yourself right. That's pseudoscience. It's bullshit. Get your shit straight.
That was a tangent.
Yeah, sorry.
No.
But I feel like we have this weird defense mechanism to not ever challenge our mentality or question any kind of authoritative thinking. And that authoritative thinking can come from anything that has the pretense of knowledge.
Yeah, because I know I do that to an extent. Like, when I had my old job, there were some people, like, I really was welcoming advice and criticism from.
Right.
But then there were some other people, I'm like, don't tell me how to do this. Like, you don't know. Even though they were doing better than I was. I just didn't want to hear it from them. So when they were like, I was super against going to them for help.
Yeah, you didn't want to, like, sink down the employment hierarchy, so to speak.
Which was dumb. I ended up going anyway. I mean, I swallowed the pride and asked them for help anyway, because I got over myself. But it was that initial feeling, it was like, it made me step back and go, what the hell is this? Like, this is weird. Like, this isn't how it should be. At some point,
you just have to assess yourself.
Yeah, it's like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, hey, they're doing better. Let me ask what they did today.
Yeah.
And that's really all it came down to.
Nobody has to be the best at everything.
No, and that was something, like, I'm always told that. Like, I'm not good at everything. Unless it's Pokemon, then I'm awesome.
The look you had on your face when you said that was the most pretentious look I think you've ever made in your life.
That's what I was going for.
Like the best.
Better.
Like the best
Dragon Ball Z
Pokemon
trivia.
master. Like the best with balls.
Best around.
No one's ever gonna leave you down. And that's my singing voice.
So majestic.
It's pretty good. I'm pretty into my own singing voice. I'm not. I know that I sound like a Midwestern cheesehead.
We should do a country duet. Oh, I miss my dog because my wife took her. Now I'm out here fishing down by the purr with my beer in my left hand and my pole in my right.
There's just such a fucking... I don't know. Is there an internet savvy word for like cliche that's not cliche?
Yeah, it's cliche.
Oh, okay. I'm glad we got that taken care of.
Yeah.
Because, oh Jesus, leave me alone. Phone messages. It's nobody. It's an update thing. Don't you hate that?
Oh my God. Speaking of updates, so we've actually been waiting to record for hours because my computer decided to update to Windows 10 without my knowledge. We fired it up, saw no updates, thought cool, looked away for maybe like half an hour, drove out to go get something, came back, and all of a sudden it's downloading Windows 10. Pissed me the fuck off.
It's pretty good.
Like, I was pretty mad. Like, why is it... I caught it on my desktop computer. I was able to cancel the scheduled update that Microsoft has decided to do on my behalf. Like, I have been ignoring and canceling all these things for so long. Why do they think that they have the gall to just schedule
Well, why the fuck
an
wouldn't you
update?
just update it?
I don't want
What's
to.
your life without the new update?
I don't want to. I know my shit. I like my shit. I don't want the fancy new shit. You can still put sparkles on a piece of shit, and it's still a piece of shit. Fucking Windows 10. I hate it.
Fuck your glitter.
God. So we ended up waiting like an hour and a half, 2 hours for the damn Windows 10 update, and then it finally gets done. It makes me log into the computer, and then the screen goes black. I'm like, all right, well, that's not good. And then it says, we've just updated your PC.
Congratulations, fucknuts.
And then it goes black. And then it goes like 3 other messages where it goes black for like a minute. A word, like a sentence pops up for 30 seconds. Then it goes black for a minute. And then it's like, we have all new things, new features and stuff.
Yeah, good luck getting used to this.
God. And I'm like, I'm sure it'll be nice once I get used to it. But the fact remains that Windows just scheduled it without my knowledge. Because, I mean, I've been ignoring it for
It's the new world
months.
order, man. It's the new world order. You
Like-
better get ready. Edward Snowden was right.
That's my
Can I
thing
get
on
my fucking tinfoil
updates.
hat there? I gotta stop doing that. I think that's Bill Burr's thing. I'm sorry.
This
I'm
episode brought to you
sorry,
by Bill Burr.
audience. I'm sorry.
I'm not. I'm still pissed about that update. First, I get stood up, and then Windows like, oh, I'm going to fill that void in your life. No, Windows 10, you
There's-
will not fill that void in my life.
Hey, there's been a week between then and now, so...
Oh, my God. Mondays are my bad days.
It's just not working out for you, man.
Mondays are not my day. I'm like Garfield.
There's a window right there if you want to jump out of it. You want to, like, kill yourself now?
Being dark, dude.
I'm just saying, like...
That took a really dark turn. I mean, that escalated quickly.
I'm just saying, like...
That went from
I
just,
think we
like-
got some rope around
That
here.
just went from, like, maybe we should, like, get
We've
you
got
a
a
date in
balcony.
person to just end it now.
Yeah, I mean, it's like... It's a really bad world.
Who's gonna-
Windows
no.
10 and...
No.
Girls.
Who's going to do my Let's Plays if I'm dead? I'm awesome. If these girls don't see it, that's their problem, not mine.
I think if you did that, what I said before, and then I'll play Beastie Boys as girls while you do it.
What?
While you jump out my window.
I'm not jumping out your window.
Oh.
Damn it. Not today.
This was my chance to lead the show by myself.
You can get your own channel. I have my own channel.
I could get my own channel, but I don't know what I'd cover because I just tend to put my foot in my mouth sometimes.
Well,
and-
it's leather, so if you chew it long enough, it'll soften up.
My whole foot is leather.
Yeah. I was thinking shoes, but yeah, your foot's very leathery. It's very tough.
That's pretty good for all the times I like go tanning and
Your foot jerky.
my big toe smokes so many cigarettes he gets all leathery.
That's a weird mental image.
Yeah, it is.
'Cause
You
I'm
just have
picturing,
like a
like-
face on my toe.
Like, you know, like your little toe hair on like your toe knuckles, like it combs it in the comb over to try to make it look like it's a full knuckle of hair. And it's like
I do have weird like hobbit hair on my feet, like
But-
specifically on my toe knuckles.
right. Well, your big toe's like trying to flirt with your pinky toe, like, "Hey, girl," and it smokes up like a giant stogie. Like,
That's not good. They're the same family.
well, you know what? When all you interact with is 4 other people, you know, pickings are slim. I'm just saying.
That's not good, man.
That's where bunions come from.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's right. That's what you get from asking me to jump out your window.
I wasn't asking
You get
to do it. I was just asking if you wanted to do
No.
it. And then I was implying that you should. So
Yeah.
I could play Beastie Boys as girls. Girls!
actually like I could survive that jump too.
Yeah, it's only like fucking, what, 10, 15 feet?
Yeah, I just totally hit my chin on the mic.
How'd you like that foam in your mouth?
That just went rated X really quick.
Yeah.
This is
Shut
why.
up, Coheed.
This is why we use our own windscreens.
Yeah, so we can suck it down in our free time as well and know which one's the others.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing, I'm sure we've all done karaoke where everyone's sharing the same mic, and there's always that one guy. It's always one guy
that just like half swallows it.
Yeah, and it's like
Just
what? And it's like you go like I'm always up right after that guy. Like, why do I have to sing right after this guy's done like
Do you
violating?
like, at least wipe it off on your jeans?
There's nothing to do. Like the song starts playing, you gotta sing it. So I hold the microphone like way like 2 feet out. Have to like belt. You really project. Just gonna.
I was gonna like start half singing that Frozen song.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
I had that shit stuck in my head today for like 2 hours driving by myself. I'm like,
hold
God,
it back anymore.
Stop.
Let it go.
Stop.
Let it go.
Stop. That's what I kept saying to myself. Stop. Stop it. Stop. I get songs I don't like stuck in my head. And half of the time it's like really bad Disney songs.
Have they casted Elsa and Anna at Disneyland yet?
I don't know. Are you going to go creep out the gals that have been?
Wouldn't be the first time. So when I was 16 years old, we went to Disneyland. I went to Disneyland for the first time. And at that point, it was just my mom, stepdad, my sister, and my brother. My babyest sister had not been born yet. My brother was he was 2. So we were walking around, and I saw Ariel's grotto. So I looked.
You're like, I've been on the internet. I know what Rule 34 is.
I looked at. Yeah, but not then. At that point, I didn't. So
Bullshit me, Nick.
I told my family. I said, okay, we're all going to stand in line for Ariel, so I can get my picture taken with her. I don't care what you guys do. This is where I'll be. I had a cell phone, so I told my mom, call me if.
I bet you look the same as you do now without the stubble.
Actually has some stubble in Disneyland. I have a picture of it. I'll show it to you
Is
later.
it all directly on your chin? Because that's where the heaviest concentration of hair is for your beard.
I will show you a picture.
And I imagine that you probably had that goatee for a while.
I want to see if I have this picture because I want to hear your reaction before I continue the Ariel story.
Can we use this for episode 4?
The picture of me?
Picture upload?
Yeah, we can use that. If I can find it.
I love it.
Jesus, where is it?
Yeah, what was with that fucking wonky-eyed... Did you face swap with your cousin? Or
no.
Your fucking younger sibling? Is that what that was?
What, this one right here?
The giant eyes?
That
is fucking awful.
Dude, that's a Snapchat filter. Did you not see Shelby's video that she sent me? So Shelby sent me a video with this filter, but like her eyes are wider than mine.
That is fucked up. Why
she didn't
do you want to do that?
It's
she not funny.
She was
That's
like
fucking
moving her
creepy.
face. I still have nightmares of your wife's face with that filter.
As long as you're having nightmares of my wife, that's better.
Yeah, nightmares.
That's better than dreams, Nick.
I do what I want. So let me find this picture really quick. So while I'm finding this picture, so the story, I told my family, I'm going to get my picture with Ariel. You guys do what you want. And they decided that, oh, that's a good idea. We're going to get a family picture with Ariel. And I thought, well, you guys suck because I wanted a picture with Ariel by myself.
Yeah.
So I held my...
It should cost a lot of money.
I don't even remember how much it was. But we ended up getting to the front of the line. And we got there and...
Did you squeeb? Oh, squeeb. Did you? Well, did you?
No.
Did you squeeb or beebs?
No. But in both of the pictures that were taken, my little brother, 2 years old at the time, was staring directly at her boobs. And so we get there. We're in line, and she's doing the princess thing. She's all Ariel and stuff. She's talking to my little brother, and then she finds out that because my stepdad goes, by the way, Ariel, we're only in line because my 16-year-old stepson wanted to get his picture taken with you. And she goes, really? And then she goes, well, who's your favorite Disney princess? And I'm like, isn't that obvious? I didn't stand in Belle's line.
Yeah, stupid bitch.
And then to
Let me take a picture with you.
To everyone's surprise, she actually started flirting back with me.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't know. That might be in the Disneyland narrative.
It was great. So my
any
stepdad,
pubescent children come up and try to make conversation, just make them feel good. You'll never have to see them again.
Oh, she made me feel good. This is a picture of me.
Especially later that
from
night.
Disneyland.
You look angry as fuck.
This picture was actually taken right outside It's a Small
right
World.
about your fucking facial
I told
hair.
you. It was taken right outside It's a Small World, and we had been waiting in line for 20 minutes, and everyone was getting driven crazy by the song.
It is absolutely fucking terrible, isn't it?
Yes.
It's the worst ride.
So,
My parents made me ride that one because they were like, no matter what, you have to go on It's a Small World. Everybody goes on It's a Small World.
Yeah, and we did.
And it was
and the
fucking
dolls,
horrific.
The dolls freaked my little brother out, and they freaked me out too. So we bonded.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like that picture, like I look exactly the same as I do now.
Yeah. You just have a more defined goatee.
10 years later, I still look the same. Haha. But yeah, so I flirted with Ariel. She
You're...
flirted back.
Are you 26?
Yeah, I am.
I thought you were 2 years younger than me.
No, I'm 26. You're gonna be 28 this year. That's where
Don't
you get
remind
the 2
me.
years.
I get my little miniature over the hill moment. Isn't that 40?
I don't know.
40, I think 40's over the hill.
Unless you're a pop star, then it's 30. That just happened. Yeah,
That's what I respond to you with. Anyway,
need to go back to Disneyland. That's my point.
You need to go back there?
I need to go back there. That or Disney World. There's more bikinis in Disney World.
I don't think Shelby has been to Disneyland, or she was there too young to remember. But now I just really, I don't know. There's a point to going, and then there's a point to being me as an adult and hating children.
Are you saying I should go with Shelby instead?
Nope, that's not what I'm saying at all.
Okay, because I'm sure we'd have a good time.
I've gotten so much less adventurous. Have you? Well, you probably don't give a shit, but dude, I can't do fucking rides that well anymore.
Yeah, I don't do the rides much anymore. Mostly it's the food.
Yeah.
I'm all about the food.
I'm just, I don't know, like the last couple times we've gone to the fair and all that, like even on the Ferris wheel, for some reason, I just all of a sudden have this weird...
Well, I get motion
I have this
sick,
weird
so.
sense of like mortality and just knowing the stories that have come out of the fair like makes me more uneasy.
That's why
especially because so
ones.
many of them have come from the fair, like the place we're at, where rides go wrong.
Yeah.
And then you just have this sense that like, well, maybe this could happen to me, and then I don't know, for some reason, like the way they have their Ferris wheel, it's like those things fucking tip. And they only go, the backrests only come up halfway to your back. So you just have like this weird sensation that you're just totally going to trip ass over end. And I don't know. I really suck to go to an amusement park with, because I try, but then I'm just like, fuck.
I guess at some point,
turning right now.
All the people get to me. Like, I'm not a big fan of the rides as much as I used to be. Like, I don't remember the last time I went on them. But I love the exhibits and the food. I will gorge on the food.
Yeah, I don't mind like looking at the animals and stuff, but
I don't like the animals. I don't like the animals. They smell.
And
they
piece
always
of shit.
Well, I'm usually like, if I'm at the fair, I always have food in my hand, and I don't like being around barn animals with food in my hand.
Especially if it is the barn animals.
Right. I mean, you know how awkward it is to be eating a corn dog and then walk through the pig section? And
or then, like dude, I'll eat a Quake burger and stare at a baby cow.
I mean, well, I
be like, you're gonna grow up to be really important someday.
I mean, I was walking through the pig section, going oink oink, oinkity oink oink, and the people there were giving me looks like he should not be here.
I think he's gonna fuck one of the pigs.
It's gonna eat it. You don't play with your food; you just eat it. It's fucking gross. Boinking a pig. It's the wrong kind of oinking.
People do that. It's legal here in Washington.
It is not legal here in Washington. When I got ordained, it was noted. It specified that I could not marry animals to humans.
That doesn't mean you can't fuck a pig. Like,
why are you defending fucking a pig?
I've had arguments with religious people.
Yeah, that's fair. I get that, but
because people want to like get all up in arms about certain things, but they're not like contesting things that are already morally corrupt, like fucking an animal. Which, by the way, is legal in 13 states. Did you know that?
God, that's gross. See, all I can think about is people like... It's not the pig fucking that I'm visualizing. It's them doing it with a package of bacon. Okay, and that is what's traumatizing me right now, is that some good bacon that's going to waste just for some guy to get off.
Oh, it's not going to waste.
It's going to waste.
They're putting that extra salt treatment in it.
God, that salt glaze, that's freaking gross. It's all kinds of full of preservatives and extracts.
That's okay. This is gonna evolve into a topic of conversation that I kind of wanted to get into anyway.
What, fucking animals?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Kind of. I guess religious objection.
Oh yeah.
So I have multiple friends on Facebook who are very outspoken about plenty of things that I disagree with, and I put in my 2 cents here and there, and for argument's sake. What I don't agree with is somebody losing their mind over gay marriage and the transgender bathrooms, and it's like, oh, it's morally objectionable, it's against God's will, and they don't even take the time to oppose all the things that are already morally corrupt, like fucking an animal.
Right.
Which is legal. It's legal to do for some fucking North Dakota. I don't know if it's North Dakota, but for some dude to fucking
I'm gonna Google it.
Go out there and fuck a horse, and it's like that's not one of your concerns. Obviously, it's not as prevalent as 3% of the population that makes up the gay community. But still, why isn't that something more shouldn't we change legislation in the year of 2016 to not accommodate animal fuckers?
Yeah,
isn't that something that we should bring up as being morally objectionable to biblical content? I just don't understand it. They're picking a fight with certain arguments that it's just nobody's hurting anybody over this, and at least more recently, specifically just the transgender bathroom thing. They've used whatever bathroom they identify with already. It doesn't matter. Get the fuck over it.
Right.
But what I have trouble with as well is people who are so politically opposite of those people who have a moral objection, or I guess religious political objection to anything that could possibly come out on the opposite side of them. They do the same thing. Nobody sees maybe somebody could take advantage of this. Maybe somebody could do this with the wrong thoughts in mind, and I don't think that's a terrible idea to at least consider that.
Right.
It's no, we'll only ever use guns to defend ourselves. Well, some people fucking kill other people with guns. So I don't see what the big deal is. You'll find those same moral attitudes towards a couple subjects on either side, where it's they don't understand what the other person is saying, so it means they're fucking dumb. And it's no, you're missing the whole other side of the argument, that kind of you're supposed to kind of combine these two to come to a compromise, to at least socially or politically pass some kind of measure, or become more accepting or more evolved as a society, to really I don't know what would be the official name for that, to evolve as a society or to pass measures. I don't know. I don't have the right wording for it, but I don't see how nobody sees that it could ever not be a problem. And that, to call that out, I don't care what bathroom somebody uses. My guess is that if there's a transgender person that's fully transitioned, they're just going to keep using the same bathroom.
Well, how would
it
anyone
doesn't
know
really matter
if they didn't already know?
And there was an article that came out. It was an aha gotcha kind of thing where it's well, it's already happened. Somebody went into a Texas women's changing room and blah, blah. And as far as I could tell, nothing really happened. It was some dude was just yeah, I feel like a woman, so I'm just going into the woman's room. I'm a woman. And it's
yeah, and
another person heard that guy say that and went out of her way to investigate it. Who knows? Maybe the men's room was just full up. But I can't stand for it that nobody like sees the other side of the argument to be like, no, I absolutely respect your opinion. I understand that you have kids, and that's not something that I could fathom having that kind of a security issue over. Like, I couldn't.
Yeah, it seems on I know the transgender issue, it seems people are just rooting in one thing and they put the blinders up. Like, nope, nothing else.
Yeah, because if anybody opposes the idea with any kind of logic or reason, even if it's well-sourced,
you're labeled as a bigot on one way or the other. Because I am for them using the bathroom that they identify with. I'm for that. What I'm not for are the people that are not transgender claiming that they are just to get into the other
and that's
bathroom.
What the whole conversation is over. But they're thinking that they're people, and I've had conversations with smart people like, no, you don't understand. Like, they're not worried about transgendered people. Like you said, it's about people who want to take advantage of that shit and just use it to get exactly what they want. But here's the problem. And it's kind of a feudalist way of looking at it. Like, there's nothing you can do, but, like, if somebody's got the balls to do something fucking risky like that, chances are they've done it before or they were going to do it anyway.
True.
But I wouldn't use the accommodation of a part of our society to allow them to go and use the bathroom. Well, I don't think that's justification enough
we both
to
know.
Just like put a whole stop on that. You know how you fix that problem, by the way? You just put up a sign that says fucking bathroom. Single stall, lock on the door. Yep. That's how you do it. That's how you solve this whole fucking conversation. No signs, just bathroom in text. Put the braille on it so some blind fucker can see his way in there with his fingertips, and then it doesn't matter what gender he is because he won't care, you know.
He's like, I gotta pee.
Yeah, maybe somebody slaps a cock on his leg and he thinks it's a spider.
Wow.
I was gonna refer to my
spider.
snake in the grass.
It's fucking gross.
So maybe like he's sitting down and somebody's just like double squatting on him and like lets a real big cigar just float down his leg.
Matt, you're like cranking it up to 11 a lot today. but
no, we'll get back on track here. But
well, I mean, we both know it's not hard to look like the opposite gender.
No,
I mean,
but
I've done it.
At the same time, like there's no way to fix this unless you do exactly what I said.
Right, that's the
because you can't have a gender anymore. Like that's where the far left is really like swinging. But if you just put up a sign that says bathroom, make it single stall, fuck everybody else. Do it that way.
There was a brewery.
Make it happen. You know who's gonna win the bathroom wars? Honey Bucket. They're going to win because it just says vacant or fucking occupied.
Yeah. There was a bathroom in Seattle. There was this brewery, and it just said restroom. And I was like, all right. So I walked down this hall thinking it was going to be a hall and it'd have men's and ladies. No, it was you walk in, and like right as you walk in, there was this giant room that had a circular like community sink thing and soap dispenser.
Yeah.
And then you turn, and urinals, everything had its own little stall. Like everything was enclosed, like when you're using the bathroom. All down the left side was urinals. All down the right side was toilets, and it was unisex. There was men and women.
Yeah, kind of typical of any other bathroom, but they're just putting it all in one.
Yeah, and I thought that was a cool idea.
Well, and that's how the Vera project was when we went to see Defeater in September of 2012. It was our 6th month. So we were really excited and thought we were special.
You are special.
But I didn't know the Vera Project had gender-neutral bathrooms.
I'm for that, because then if everyone's using the same bathroom, a lot of those fears that people have and I've heard mostly it on the women's side where some man will go in there and take advantage of them while they're in the bathroom. If everyone's using the same bathroom, chances are you're never going to be alone.
Here's the thing. I don't want anybody watching me poop. Or taking a piss in the stall.
I the stall closed.
I try to take the corner seat, or the corner part of the trough, if there's a trough. I have to take the corner part. I do not want people looking at my penis, nor do I want to look at other people's penises.
Look at mine.
It's really weird.
Only if you make it weird.
Here's the deal. If you get that corner spot, you don't have to deal with it.
True.
But that's where I just win in this conversation. Just make bathrooms fucking single stall. Everything's a stall. Fuck everybody. I win in that conversation. I don't know what the fuck you'd do in a stadium, though.
Magic.
I would just have to expect that most people are going to have gendered bathrooms in stadiums because it's too big. You can't keep track of something like that. You might as well just keep it gender split. And people are going to have to take offense to that. For 0.3 of the population, they can go fuck themselves. You can't make that work in that sense.
I think they could if they just converted them all just to like how that one brewery was. One side's urinals, the other side's toilets, and just change every single bathroom there. I think it would work.
Well, that's how like most men's room are anyway.
Yeah, it basically
so just convert it all to a men's room. We win again.
Yeah, every single bathroom would turn to a men's room that everyone could use.
Yeah, men have just had it the best way all along.
We got
suck my shit.
The best of both worlds. I like it both ways.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like to sit while I pee.
I sit down when I pee. I sit down when I pee.
That was beautiful.
It's Tim and Eric.
I never really got into that show.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're missing out on so many great things.
Am I?
Think about all the awkward things that I show you that end up being pretty funny. That sense of humor has derived from both Ego Raptor and Tim and Eric.
Like Ego Raptor, I'm very familiar with.
Yeah, if you like parodies, have you seen Hot Rod?
No.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Have you seen Son of Batman?
No.
Well, there you go. Yeah. That's what I thought.
I've already gotten schooled by a coworker who I don't know. He's like too fucking you've never told me why you could tell me that the Dark Knight movies are shitty.
He thinks they're shitty?
He thinks that they're not the best movie because he can prove it. And he thinks Michael Keaton is the best Batman.
I think Kevin Conroy is the best Batman, actually.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. I like the Dark Knight movies.
I like them. I mean, yeah, they have flaws, but I can also... I mean, I'm not a critique, so...
I just wouldn't go up to you to assume, like, hey, I can tell you why you shouldn't like that.
Oh, that's what he did? No, I'm not going to do that. Like, if you ask me, I would be like, I could probably pick the movie apart, but...
Yeah, no, he's one of those elitist nerds. He wants everybody to bow to him about everything.
Bow to my wiener. No, nobody wants to bow to your wiener.
But at any rate, it doesn't really fucking matter. Because I like Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger was amazing, and he was the best around. Unfortunately, he's now in the ground.
No one's ever going to bring him down?
No, unfortunately, now he's in the ground.
Dead.
Rest in peace, Heath Ledger.
Hey, did you hear Heath Ledger died? That was a great album by the band Danny, Champion of the World. This is a 6-song EP.
I think it's time for an inspirational quote.
Oh, do you got it? I think we're reaching that time.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll find ourselves a good inspirational quote.
Good inspirational quote.
Let's see. We're just going to pick a random one.
Good fucking inspirational quote.
We're just going to go...
Go to just girly things.
I don't know. We're going to go... Here we go. It's from the... Ooh. Health is the greatest gift. Contentment the greatest wealth. Faithfulness the best relationship. Buddha.
What if I have a super sexy relationship with my Xbox controller?
You don't already? Like, what do you mean, what if?
Yeah, it's really sweaty.
Yeah, I know. I handle it all the time.
That's where I get my nerves off.
Huh.
Just really hammering down on those buttons. Sliding my finger across the bumpers.
It's freaking gross.
And just button mashing so hard. You ever hear that as a term for female masturbation?
Yes, I have. And on that note, We will catch you guys next week.
Try not to button mash too hard.
I'm Nick with the Homebrew.
I'm Steve with that same thing. I'm going to go take a pee.
Have a good week, guys.